Hi Ron, today I'm going to build a lyrics search app in React.js. Let's take a look at the design. As you can see, I'll have form with two inputs and a button. I need to provide artist name, let it be Beatles, and song name. I can press search and we'll see, please fill out this field. And I'm going to provide some name like yesterday and press search. And now, as you can see, we have the text of the song, and I can provide some wrong name, and then I'll have error, and I can provide uh, some other name, let it be. And as you can see, I have the text of my search. Let's go to the code and build our application. I launched my Visual Studio Code and have folder where I store my React projects, and now I'm going to run new terminal and run command npm create bit at latest. And now I need to provide my project name, and it will be lyrics search, and select React and JavaScript. And now I can navigate to my project folder with command cd and run npm install. Okay, dependencies were installed, and now I can run command npm run dev and open my project in the browser. As you can see, we have some auto-generated code, and now I'm going to open source files and file up JSX. I can hide my panel, and I'm going to remove all this auto-generated code and provide h2 text like lyrics search, and also I can remove all this use state and logos. Okay, and let's check what we have. As you can see, we have our h2 tag, and now I'm going to adjust styles, and I will remove all these a styles and change place items to justify content, and remove styles for button and h1 tag, and also from media. Okay, and also I'm going to adjust styles in app.css by removing all these styles except root element, and let's check what I have so far. Okay, we have our h2 tag at the top, and now we need to change title and provide title like lyrics search. Okay, title was changed, and now I'm going to create folder components and create my functional component for the search, and add file, and it will be lyrics search JSX, and also I need file for my CSS lyrics search CSS, and let's create functional component. It will be a function lyrics search, and return some JSX. I'm going to return and provide JSX. First of all, I'm going to create a div with class name search container, and inside div I can add h2 text tag with text lyrics search, and also we can create form, and I'm not going to use action, and I'll add a handler later. And also we need two inputs with type text, and for first input I'm going to add placeholder artist name and make it required, and now I can copy paste and change placeholder to song name, and also we need button with type submit. This button will submit our form, and we can add search. Okay, and also we can add HR tag to make a divider and add some rare tag for our content. Now I'm just going to provide text, and now I can export as default my functional component, and I can import it in my app JSX, import lyrics search, and here I'm going to use my container, my component, and we'll have only one component on the page, and let's check what I have so far. Okay, we have our h2 tag, we have input with artist name placeholder, input with song name placeholder, and our search button that is submitting the form. And also we have browser validation. Please fill out this field. I can provide some name, and also we have this warning for our song name. Okay, let's go to the code and provide styles. First of all, we need to import our styles. I'm going to add import and use my lyrics search CSS. Okay, and we can add styles for search container. It's a class. And I'm going to provide min width like 30 rem, and also max width will be 80 rem, and background color will be white, and we can add padding 1 rem for all sides, and add box shadow will be 0.05 pixels, and color gray, and we can add border radius 5 pixels. Okay, and now I can use my search container and define styles for input element, and here I'm going to add padding 0.7 rem for all sides, and also add margin 0.2 rem for all sides, and set font size 1 rem. Okay, and now we can add search container and provide styles for button. I can add margin 0.5 rem, and also provide the same padding as for input, and also increase font size 1.2 rem, and also provide background color green, and border radius 10 pixels, and also make color of the text white, and make cursor pointer, and make border none. Okay, and also we can provide styles for hover pseudo class for our button, and I'm going to add hover and change background color. Background color will be dark green. Okay, and let's check what I have so far. As you can see, the paddings and margins were applied, and we have our search button. I can provide some text, and we have our warning, and search, pressing search, just submitting the form, and do nothing for now. And I'm going to add access to make requests to our API, and I'm going to copy this npm install command and add it to my terminal. I'll stop my dev server and install Axios, and let's check packages soon. As you can see, Axios was added into dependencies, and now I can run command npm run dev and launch my app again, and hide this panel, and as API I'm going to use lyrics.ovh, and as you can see, we can make get request with API version 1, and we need to provide artist name and title, and it should return our lyrics inside the body. And okay, I'm going to just copy paste this URL and provide it to as prop to my component. And I'm going to use URL prop and provide my API, and inside my component I'm going to use object destructoring and use my URL. Okay, now we can add states to our inputs and add event handler for clicking search. And I'm going to use hook use state. As you can see, import was added. And first of all, I need const, and use state returns me variable and function to change the variable. And I'm going to use artist as name and set artist as a function, and I can provide initial state, and it will be empty string. And also I need state variable for my song, and it will be song, and name will be set song. Okay, and now I can provide value to artist name input, and value will be artist, and the function to change it will be on change, and I'm going to provide new name, and will retrieve it from event set artist, and the value will be inside event target and value. Okay, and now I can copy paste my function to song name, but change it to set song, and also I can define value as song. Okay, and now we can add event handler to our submitting form, and I'm going to add on submit, and function will be search lyrics, and I'm going to implement this function const search lyric, and it will be arrow function, and I'm going to make it async to use await inside function, and as parameter it will have event, and now we can implement the code of the function. I'm going to make event prevent default to stop submitting the form as default behavior, and I can check if we don't have artist, if it's empty string, or song is empty string, then we can just return and do nothing, and otherwise I'm going to set. Okay, we need to add state variable for lyrics, and I'm going to add const lyrics, and set lyrics, and use state with empty string, and now I can set my lyrics to empty string, and make an API call to my endpoint, and I'm going to use try catch to catch some errors, and catch error, and for now I'm going to just make console error, and we can use just change the name of error, because I'm going to use error in state variable. Let's add error and function set error, and use state, and initially it will be empty string, and if we get error, we can set error to our error and message. Error will be object, and inside message I will have the text of the error, and here we can set error to empty string, and now we can make our API call, I'm going to assign some response and apply await. And now I can use Axios. Actually, I need to import it. Import Axios from Axios. And now I can use Axios to make get request. Get. And here I need to provide my URL and with search parameters. I'm going to use URL of an API and provide my artist and also provide my song. Okay, and it will look like here. So we have our API, then artist, and then title. And first of all, let's do console log response and check what we have. I'm going to open my app and open developer tools and provide some artist and some song. Okay, and press search. Okay, as you can see, we have response, and inside response we have status 200 and status text. Okay, and we have data, and inside data we have lyrics, and also we can check network tab, and we have our request to API api.lyrics.ovh version 1 Beatles yesterday, just as we provided in our inputs, and we can check response and preview, and we can just add this lyrics text instead of content, and let me do it. I'm going to provide the text, and after response I can set lyrics to response data, and we have lyrics inside our data, and let's check what we have. Okay, I need to set it here, lyrics, and press search again. Okay, and we have our text, and we can change the styles to increase the font a bit. Okay, and I'm going to open my CSS file and provide some styles for my tag, and make font size like 1 rem, and also we can change styles for our HR text tag, and I can add some margin top like 0.5 rem, and set width like 70%. Okay, and let's check again. As you can see, we have our text, and the styles for our HR tag was changed, and let me provide some role name, and as you can see, we got error in response, no lyrics found, but we haven't provided any error, and let me change it, and I'm going to add some error using conditional rendering, and if we have error I can add h2 tag JSX and add h2 tag and provide my error. Okay, and we can add class name and provide error and change color to red color will be red. Okay, and let's check again. And we have request failed with status code 404. And actually, you can add this text from a response and by checking the response code. But I'm not going to do it here. I'll just leave this message. And let me provide some other name, some correct name. Let it be and press search. And as you can see, we got a response, and we have response in console, and the text was changed. I can hide this, and we have our lyric, and I can provide some wrong lyric or wrong song, and we got our response, and now I can provide correct, and we have our text, and let's check some other author like Bon Jovi, and song like It's My Life, and press search, and okay, and we have text of our song, and that's all that I had for today. If you like the video, subscribe to my Dev Web App channel. Like the video, I'll provide the link to the source code and to the API. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.